What if I told you the American dream isn't what you think it is? We all grew up with this idea that if you work hard enough, you can achieve anything. But is that really true today? Let us break down the 9 biggest dreams versus the often harsh realities of life in America right now. First up, the big one. The American dream itself. The dream says anyone, regardless of where they start, can make it to the top with enough grit. But the reality? While opportunities are out there, things like your zip code, your family's income, and even your race can give you a massive head start or hold you back before you even begin. It is less of a fair race and more like everyone starts at a different point on the track. Next, let's talk about money and moving up. The dream is that every generation does better than the one before it. Our parents worked hard so we could have more. But the reality is that for many of us, that upward climb has stalled. Wages haven't kept up with the insane cost of living, and building savings feels like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. Economic mobility is slowing down, and many young people are actually struggling to reach the same financial level their parents had at their age. Dream number 3, owning a home. It's the ultimate symbol of success, right? A yard, a white picket fence, a place to call your own. The reality? Soaring house prices, crazy mortgage rates, and not enough homes to go around have turned this dream into a nightmare for many, especially young adults. Renting for life is becoming the new norm, not by choice, but by necessity. The down payment alone feels like a mountain most of us can't climb. Okay, let's tackle education. The dream we were all sold. Go to college, get a degree, and you'll land a great, high-paying job. The reality is, complicated. A degree definitely helps, but it's no longer a golden ticket. Millions of graduates are drowning in student debt, only to find that many jobs want 5 years of experience for an entry-level position. A degree is now the bare minimum, not the guarantee it once was. You need skills, internships, and a network, which college doesn't always provide. How about freedom and individualism? The dream is that in America, you can be whoever you want to be and chase whatever path you choose. And yes, we have incredible freedoms. But the reality is that our choices are often shaped by things we can't control. Social pressure, economic inequality, and the deep political divides in our country can limit our real options. You're free to choose, but the menu of choices isn't the same for everyone. Dream number 6, the Great American Melting Pot. The idea is that the U.S. is a place where people from all backgrounds come together and are treated as equals. The reality is that while America is incredibly diverse, which is one of its greatest strengths, discrimination is still a daily reality for many. We're not a perfectly mixed pot yet. We're more like a salad, where all the ingredients are in the same bowl but haven't fully blended. We've made progress, but we have a long way to go to ensure everyone truly gets a fair shot. Let's talk about work-life balance. The dream is a successful career and a happy personal life, coexisting peacefully. The reality for most Americans, it's a constant struggle. We work some of the longest hours in the developed world, get very little paid time off, and the constant financial pressure means we're always on. Burnout is real, and that perfect balance often feels like a myth we're all chasing, but can never quite catch. What about feeling safe and secure? The dream is that America is a stable, modern, and safe country. And in many ways, it is. But the reality is that your sense of safety can change drastically depending on where you live. Issues like gun violence, the crippling cost of healthcare, and even the increasing threat of natural disasters create a constant layer of anxiety for millions. You can be living the dream in one city and facing a completely different, much scarier reality just a few miles away. Finally, let's talk about innovation and opportunity. The dream is that this is the land of big ideas, startups, and endless possibilities. And this one is largely true. America is still a powerhouse of innovation, but the reality is that turning an idea into a success story usually requires things many people do you and have: money, connections, and a strong support system. You can have the best idea in the world, but without capital and a network, the odds are stacked against you. So, after all of this, is the American dream dead? I don't think so. But it has changed. It's not the simple, straightforward path it used to be. The reality is a lot more complex, challenging, and unequal. But here's the most important part. Understanding these realities isn't about giving up. It's about getting smarter. It's about knowing the challenges so we can find new ways to overcome them. The dream is still alive, but it requires more than just hard work. It requires resilience, creativity, and a willingness to fight for a system that gives everyone a truly fair chance. The new American dream might be about redefining success for ourselves and building a future that is more realistic and more inclusive for everyone. What do you think? Is the American dream still alive for you? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more real talk. See you next time. Is the American dream still alive? Or is it just a dream? We all grow up hearing that in America. If you work hard enough, you can achieve anything. But what's the real story? Let's break down the biggest dreams versus the often harsh realities of life in the USA today. First up, the classic dream of economic mobility. The idea that every generation does better than the last. We picture ourselves climbing the ladder, building on our parents' success. The reality, for a lot of us, that ladder feels a bit shaky. Wages haven't kept up with the rising cost of literally everything, from groceries to gas. Many young people are finding it harder, not easier, to get ahead. Next, let's talk about homeownership. It's supposed to be the ultimate symbol of success, right? That little house with a white picket fence? But today, with skyrocketing housing prices and interest rates, buying a home feels more like a fantasy for a lot of millennials and Gen Z. Many of us are renting for way longer than we ever expected, just trying to save up. What about education? We're told a college degree is the golden ticket to a great career and financial security. And yes, a degree definitely helps. But let's be real. It's not a guarantee. The student debt crisis is no joke, and many graduates find themselves in jobs that don't require a degree, all while trying to pay off tens of thousands of dollars in loans. It's a tough cycle. Then there's the dream of freedom and individualism. The idea that you can be whoever you want to be. And America does offer incredible freedom. But our choices are still shaped by so many things: where we grow up, our family's income, and the social pressures we face every day. True freedom is a lot more complicated than just doing what you want. And what about the dream of America as a great melting pot? A place where everyone is treated equally. Our country's diversity is one of its greatest strengths. No doubt about it. We see it in our food, our music, our culture. But we go unignored the reality that discrimination and inequality are still very real problems that many people face daily, affecting their opportunities and their safety. Let's move on to work-life balance. The dream is to have a fulfilling career and a happy personal life. The reality for many is long hours, burnout, and not nearly enough paid time off. We're often forced to choose between our job and our well-being, and that's a choice no one should have to make. Finally, the dream of innovation and opportunity. America is still the land of incredible ideas and groundbreaking startups. It's inspiring. But the reality is that turning a great idea into a successful business often depends on having money, connections, and support systems that are out of reach for a lot of people. The opportunity is there, but the access isn't always equal. So, is the American dream dead? I don't think so, but it's definitely changing. It's not a simple formula of hard work equals success anymore. The reality is messy, it's complex, and it's different for everyone. But acknowledging these challenges is the first step to fixing them. The new American dream might be about creating a society where everyone has a genuine shot at success, not just a few. It's about fighting for better wages, affordable housing, and equal opportunities. What do you think? Is the American dream alive and well? Or is it time to redefine it for our generation? Let me know your story in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real talk. See you next time. What does it mean to live the American dream? Is it that big house? The fast car? And a six-figure job? That's what I thought too. But after living here for a while, I've discovered the reality is, well, a little different. Let's talk about it. We all see the highlight reels online, the glamorous trips, the perfect apartments in New York City, the successful startup stories. We're told that if you just work hard enough, you can have it all. And that's the dream, right? The idea that America is this land of endless opportunity where anything is possible, but then reality hits you. That dream job might mean working 60-hour weeks with barely enough time to eat, let alone enjoy your life. That amazing apartment you saw on Instagram, it costs more than your entire monthly salary, and you end up with 3 roommates in a place half the size. And the freedom? It often feels like you're tied to student loans, credit card debt, and the pressure to constantly be hustling. I remember my first year here. I was chasing that picture-perfect version of success. I took a job that sounded impressive but left me feeling drained and empty. I was trying to keep up with friends who seemed to have it all figured out, but behind the scenes, everyone was just as lost and stressed as I was. We were all chasing a fantasy, and it was burning us out. I felt like a failure because my reality didn't match the dream I was sold. It was exhausting. I reached a point where I had to stop and ask myself, whose dream am I even chasing? It wasn't mine. My dream wasn't about having the most expensive things. It was about having freedom, peace of mind, and genuine connections. So, I made a change. A huge one. I quit that dream job. I downsized my life. I started focusing on what actually made me happy, not what I thought was supposed to make me happy. It was terrifying. People thought I was crazy for walking away from what looked like success on paper. But for the first time, I felt like I was in control. And that's what I discovered. The real American dream is about getting everything you want. It's about creating a life that is truly yours. It's about defining success on your own terms. For some, that might still be the big house and the fancy car, and that's awesome. But for others, it's working a part-time job so you can pursue your art. It's living in a smaller town to be closer to nature. It's finding a community where you feel like you belong. The journey from dream to reality is messy and unpredictable. It's filled with disappointments, but it's also full of incredible moments of self-discovery. You learn that success isn't a destination. It's a process of building a life that feels authentic to you. It's about finding joy in the small things, not just waiting for the big achievements. So, if you're feeling lost, or like your reality doesn't measure up to the dream, remember this. You are not alone. It's okay to redefine your dream. It's okay to choose a different path. The most courageous thing you can do is build a life that is honestly and unapologetically yours. That, right there, is the real dream. What does your dream life actually look like? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more real talk. See you next time.